here at Punt Road. And Richmond going to the right, the Scorpions in the white shorts going to the left of screen. And the Tigers into attack.
Play on, play on!
First through Matthew Gregg, but picked up by Sheehan on his non-preferred foot, goes to half forward. Caples at the back, spoiling, almost took the mark. Missed with a little give, Courtney was there. And Homewood kicks to the boundary line.
It is a small ground, isn't it? It's a tight little sort of amphitheatre in many ways, and it should be a high-scoring contest, I would have thought. It'd be a bit like the SCG, but the oval's in terrific nick. The surf would be the envy of a few other venues in Melbourne at the moment, I would have thought.
Yes. Ross Booth passing me notes already. Dragicevic or Dragicevic?
No,
Which way
I suppose he said Dragicevic he preferred. I asked him just pre-match.
Of course he's wrong, but anyway, Roscoe.
There's Meyer pushing forward at the ball for the Scorpions.
The important thing is it's his name he can afford to be.
That's
well,
right.
Someone else might have given him that name incorrectly, Rob.
Thanks for passing the note back to Phil. Here's Meyer, good tackle. Win to the back, was it? No. By Proctor, the captain, the acting captain today. And Phil, you know what a borrowed player is? A borrowed player with Richmond have 3 today means they can get them from anywhere and they run out of other players. They've just got to get permission from the club. So they've got a guy from Mornington, from Rydal, offers a Cardinia, and East Burwood. So it's when they've got a lot of injuries, it makes it hard for these AFL sides. And the bounce by umpire Sean Ryan about to take place. Can't clear it out to half-back. Proctor there in front of his man. Kicks wide, beats Morrison. Robbins been good form for the Scorpions. Sutherland strong at the back to Robbins. Kicks to half forward, but lots of Tigers there. Bit of a raffle, and Ezra Poyas takes the mark.
Ezra Poyas, an early draft pick for the Tigers. Of course, in the news after the comments from Melbourne President Joseph Gutnick earlier this season. But Springvale have it now. And O'Brien in the centre, looking to wheel around on his left. He's gone. Or was he caught too high? Don't know if he deserved that, but he retained possession. Goes in towards the forward line. A lot of courage shown on that occasion. Vardy controls it well in the back pocket for Richmond. Good long hand pass out to Proctor. But Springvale intercept here. Kicking towards full forward. Caples playing in the forward line today in the absence of Shane Smith. Loses it. Kicked out towards the wing again. Sheehan. Bit of fancy footwork there. Gets around onto the left, in towards centre half forward, and that's been chopped off. Is it Vardy again? Squares it, and the Tigers might be able to mount something here through Patrick Steinford. Steinford up towards the wing. That's an excellent mark. Matthew Joy kept on going, kept his eyes on it, and then ran into a brick wall. Goes again. Wild hand pass, really. Not much on offer for him there. Steinford won the free kick. And then the advantage, which turned out to be of little advantage. And that 49 there is Simon Hart, son of the great Royce, who's one of Richmond's top-up players.
From a good amateur club, Phil, and De La Salle, Simon Hart. Short Ennis underneath it. Strong mark to Brett Evans, ex-Springvale, the Birdman. Featured on the footy show. The Tigers through Proctor, having a bit of possession. Bad kick, though. Straight to Robbins and Clark. And Phil Simon Clark back on the old Punt Road, ex-Richmond. Hasn't played here, you reckon, 15 years. I think that was an exaggeration.
Well, Royce Hart would have played here, Roscoe, wouldn't he?
He would have. Springvale to half forward. Again, lots of Tigers there. One of them punching away is Steinford, and there'll be a throw-in.
I wonder if Royce did. When did Richmond move to the MCG?
Well, I suppose they went in
64, 65, I think.
No, he wouldn't have been.
So
he would have trained here.
Would have trained here a bit.
Not played yet. Yeah, well, they weren't left that early, did they? 64 off this ground. Yeah. I came here for a game in the early 60s as a boy. See Carlton and Richmond.
I was reading the history of the Carlton Footy Club, Phil, last night, as it turns out.
Yes, well, it's a great old. This ground though has got a great tradition, and I think it's still sort of embedded in people's minds. The old VFA watchers over a period of time have just treated those 3 great grand finals. So
a bit of a stalemate here in the first quarter with neither team yet to get on the board. Springvale, though, without Shane Smith, might lack a key forward, which won't help them this afternoon.
Sorry, Rob, Ross Booth keeps passing me notes and I can't concentrate. Yes, there's the bench. Ross Booth tells me he did pre-season here. There's Chris Dillon in amongst them, who's another former amateur too, and I can't say anything about amateurs because I'll probably get a letter. But you, Ross Booth, here in 1974.
Yeah, that's showing my age, isn't it? I was only 10. It's a joke too. Damien Carroll, still with the club. Gets a little kick into the square. Dragosevic over the top, looking for teammate, couldn't find him. Robbins, bit of pace. His delivery's been a bit suspect, but that by hand was okay. Booming kick by Sheehan, but again, to no one in particular, Steinfort takes the mark.
He is someone, Ross. If you don't like his name.
A little short to Ezra Poyas, who went off injured, I think, with an ankle against Sandy last week. He did quite well for a half. Haynes, I should say, Ben Haynes, man of the match in our earlier game. What's that called, Phil? You're a bit of an English teacher.
Never.
Spoonerism, was it? Haynes, Hen Baines rather than Ben Haynes. So no score yet. There's Simon Clark. Morrison, 44 from Mornington, in there. Got it, lost it. O'Brien's having a great year. Little was clever. Damien Carroll, yes, some classy players out there for the Scorpions. Solid work off the ball. Hall's in there. Centering kick. Poyas tried to mark. Perhaps he shouldn't have. Bit of a push. Grabbed by Harrison. Goes in again. Wide to Haynes. Looking for Morrison, but the boundary line too close in front of that Social Club.
Interesting to see Sutherland to the right of screen picking up Brett Evans. That'll be a good contest. Sutherland actually giving away probably an inch and a bit.
Mixed emotions for Brett Evans here this afternoon. He's been a great Springvale man over the journey. Dragosevic in towards the forward pocket. Very tiny pockets they are too here at the Punt Road Oval. In fact, there hardly is a forward pocket, to be honest.
Yes, the ground is in beautiful condition, though, isn't it? It really just looks like a bowling green. Roscoe, you were out there. Was it as good as it looks?
As good as it looks, Phil.
It is in wonderful condition. Simon Clark wins the tap. Real battle to score here for both sides. Dragosevic bends it back inside 50. No one really at home for the Tigers. Round the corner from Ty Zantuck. Promising build up this for Richmond. That's a great mark and goal. Tigers on the board, and Nick Jewell kicks the first.
Ex-Springvale as well, Nick Jewell. So, you might have mentioned son of Tony. Yes, I saw Tony down at Sandringham.
Paran, and there's a big Paran night on tonight. So, sorry, Caulfield. Of course it was
sorry,
Caulfield.
Yeah, I know my VFL
I'm
history.
mixing them up already. But the mark there dropped, and then you see Jewell. That's a good piece of work. And he's able to kick a very, very good goal.
Took a while too, 8.5 minutes for the first score. Poyas. Big kick. Oh, Sutherland just managed to get a bit of a fist on it. Open space. Poyas again. Kerwin doing some shepherding, perhaps illegal against O'Brien. Got away with it. Booming kick into the hole steps David Robbins, who started pretty well, Paul. He switches play. Yes, 5 possessions already. Running down the ground, Matthew Joy. Open game so far, but low scoring. But a long bomb to Talls back there, Phil. It's not working, is it? They're not doing it well.
No, they usually run the ball through the midfield, Ross, don't they, and set up opportunities. But maybe this slightly narrower, well, quite a bit narrower, this ground, making it a bit tricky for them.
Well, I think the umpire's paying that mark to Matthew Joy. Matthew Gregg was flying high, but from behind, which won't please the coaching staff. Springvale again a bit indirect, and that was an ordinary kick. Went out of bounds on the full, so the Tigers will bring it back. So Vardy will want to square this. Yeah, Poyas knocking up, getting kicks across the half-back line. Not sure he's playing that loose man in defence or not, but he's been on his own for a while. 6 possessions now to Poyas. This is Ben Haynes, who kicked 5 against the Northern Bull Ants earlier in the year, as Ross mentioned. up towards the wing, and Vardy takes a good mark for the Tigers. A taste of senior footy in towards the centre. Not sure where he was going there, but he's given it up. And Trellopa's mark for Springvale. This is where they're very good with the use of their hands. Courtney's kick was smothered. Springvale have the numbers though, and they will get it back. Scott's Sheehan. Sheehan now wants to get around to his left-hand side, gives it up, and here's Matthew Gregg, who moves beautifully when he has the footy.
Kicks to half-forward. Sutherland shoots ball. Oh, misjudged it badly. Chance for the Tigers. Sue Burgill has got some goals this year, but Morrison, oh, he's squeezing another. Point. So 7 behinds. Richmond, thanks, Rob. Yeah, just my eyes must be failing me. Phil, I almost thought that went the right of the left-hand goal post.
That was good play by, are we pronouncing him Burgill or Burgile? We go with Burgill.
Burgill, yes, Little.
Used the body really well to set up that opportunity.
Shaw Dennis in front of Gregg. He's got support. Harrison was ready to shepherd. He did so. Oh! In football, soccer, I should say, that would be a professional foul. Now Harrison in towards the square. Too long.
You thought that was a bit high, did you, Rob?
Yes, I did.
Anything in particular that's
studying the rules.
Conclusion? Oh dear, it's a funny game, isn't it? I don't know why blokes want to take another bloke's head off when he knows it's a free kick. Tackled correctly.
So Proctor, short kick to Poyes again. Really enjoying his roll across half-back. Kicks it up towards the wing, and the Birdman has taken the mark. Doesn't dwell on it. Gets it off to Vardy. Vardy lopes in towards centre-half forward. And coming out and taking a beautiful mark was Burgill. Really gathered momentum in the last few steps. Goes long. Goes very long. It's a goal! Great kick from Burgill, and the Tigers being very competitive here early.
Well, they're using the ball well, Rob, and I look at that and I think Scott Sutherland going to have a little bit of trouble with Evans, the Birdman. I would have thought they would have played Little on him. They chose to put Little on Morrison, and they're using the ball well. And by contrast, when Springvale goes forward, they're not linking up well enough. So they've got a few problems here. It's 2-1. It's just blown out a little bit. But they're playing particularly well, the Tigers.
Yes, Burgill has been amongst the goals. I think they've got good prospects there. Springvale can't clear the area. Waiting down Damien Carroll, but Haynes got a quick kick. Gregg with it now. Oh, good vision. Dragicevic pops it up high. Thinks they've got the advantage in the air. Good spoil there by Rigg. 21 goes in again. Got some support. I know that was intended. Well, I thought Sheen might have been able to run onto it. So right in the city centre, planes going over Phil, Brunton Avenue traffic, trains going past. Very exciting being in the city, isn't it? You come in very often.
Spent a little bit of time in here, usually just walking in the park.
Oh, it's all happening. And Springvale need a goal, though, pretty soon, I would have thought, because Tigers really enjoying themselves in these perfect conditions for footy. David Pitt in towards the centre of the ground. Not much on offer for him. Shaw Dennis, though, with some fancy footwork, could set up something. Harrison in towards full forward, but this is where they're falling down. The Tigers' backline is right on top. Vardy did well. Hand pass was a bit scruffy, but it eventually came to Steinford, who got it off to Arthurson, and Arthurson out wide here has found Travis Edwards. In space, Edwards now up towards the leading full forward in Jewel. He's got there. He's already kicked one goal, and he will be their go-to man for much of the afternoon. Decides to go short. Lovely pass, and Poyes has dropped into the hole, and from about 40 metres will have a chance to kick their third.
Here's your mark here. You're on the right line.
So Ezra Poyes
4 metres there, Timmy.
had a bit of football for Wesley College and at Caulfield Grammar, and then drafted by the Tigers last year. Taking plenty of time.
You're there.
And it's bending back. Don't know if the hook came early enough. It didn't. So a bit of a golden opportunity blown for the Tigers there, but they're looking good, and must say the conditions the teams are playing in here today are absolutely ideal.
Robin strong against Poyes. Simon Clark. Spilt. Poyas shoots in towards goal. Got the legs, I think, got the distance. Good finish. And an error there. Bit of a fumble by Simon Clark. Uncharacteristic. He was in the clear. And also involved was Steinfeld with a hand pass to Poyas. So the Tigers have 3 goals too, and Springvale yet to score 15 minutes in.
Gee, they are under a bit of pressure. Oh, bad mistakes. He's kicking short to a big bloke there too. You've got to wonder, what's the benefit in that? Really, not much at all. I mean, he should be a creator of the play in the back half. Clark, not a receiver of a change of direction. And there you saw the result, Poyas slipping it through beautifully.
So can Clark make amends? He's up against Ray Hall. Bit of a difference in their ages. Look at all those players searching for a kick, and the umpire sensibly has had enough of that, so we'll have another bounce. But the Tigers have surprisingly bounced out of the blocks here. Springvale would be pretty warm favourites going into this match. Richmond has only won 2 games so far this year, and Springvale have won 6 of the last 7.
Thank you.
But Scorpions have their problems at the moment. Clark has it in the centre now. He'll be a key player as ever here this afternoon. In towards full forward. Now this looks better for the Scorpions. Chance here for them through Carmody. Quick kick in towards goal. Lucky to be a score, but they're on the board at last. Springvale.
I think Little's gone back to full back on Jewell, who was really dangerous. I'm pretty sure Little didn't start there. I seem to be picking up Morrison, so they've had to rejig that back half because they're under a bit of pressure there.
Let's go! That's yours!
Proctor kicking in. Captain. David Fitz taking a good mark. He's got a short on. Deep on the angle. Centre half back. Caples doesn't kick many goals, but he's got a badly needed one. Jason Caples. Leading by example. Good running for defence, Phil, and that was a pretty good finish from the captain.
Yes, so he's been one of the great players here, hasn't he? As the Richmond coach wanders by our box there out the front. And he Frawley, and there you see Caples drifting down the ground, taking the ball and slipping it through. Generally playing in the back half. You see him to the left of screen at centre half forward at the moment. I reckon they could have used him in the back half at times this first 15 minutes. Time will tell.
A bit depleted up forward though, aren't they? I mean, no Dillon, no Smith.
Sure. But I reckon Caples, you know, I mean, they have used Caples a few times, Rob, in the forward line, but I just reckon he gives them a bit of strength round about centre half back. They are very small in the back half. I'm
surprised that Dillon hasn't started.
Yeah, well, given that the Tigers are worrying them in the air, they will have to address that, though.
Okay, so Hall and Clark. Springvale should emerge out of this with an attacking move. Yes, indeed they do. It's Sheehan. Blazes away long. Oh, great effort. And Steinford's being paid the mark. More for effort, I think, than actual holding on, but it was an athletic attempt. Showed a lot of courage. Shaw Dennis with the defensive fist. Not much on offer for Courtney. Hart, quick little kick, but he's given it up to Brett Trellope. Trellope goes short, and that's worked for them, and taking the mark is Steve Harrison. So Harrison now has some teammates free, and why not, as he goes to Nigel Carmody. Not without a chance from about 53. Low kick, won't be a score. Meyer outmarked by Vardy. Good grab.
Royce Vardy, as Rob mentioned, senior experience and on the senior list now, so he's going well. Into Kerwin.
That's it there, you're on it.
Instead at your team, didn't he, Collingwood?
Yes, indeed.
Switching play. Half volley. Arthursson's on off the bench. Steinford, very athletic, round in front of the Richmond rooms. Oh, good body work from Peter O'Brien. Phil, he's really had a great year, Peter O'Brien. Good roving by Edwards. Kicked it very high. Big Simon Clark's there. Oh, that looked like, well, I don't know, maybe touch and go. Got away with it, was Goldsworthy. Out to Shaw Dennis. Back into the corridor. Meyer is the target. Oh, great mark by Vardy. He leapt early. It was all over him. Great mark.
That was a good grab, and here's Steinford and those key Richmond defenders really controlling things back there. Vardy looks a bit more athletic and also a lot taller than Meyer, so might be a bit of a mismatch size-wise there. Courtney's little kick, only as far as Poyes, who's having a picnic. Out wide, risky move this, and the mark has been taken by David Robbins. Scorpions on the rebound, and Meyer's taken a grab, and good on him. Had his problems down there, but he's finally got it.
Well, he's got to take Vardy, he's got to move Vardy around, Rob. If he sits pat, Vardy is very attacking. He'll jump from behind and take the marks, but Meyer did the right thing then, and going sideways, he just created an opportunity for himself, and that is what he has to do.
Well, Richmond kicked the first three, but Springvale have had more of it in the last few minutes. So Clint Meyer for goal number 2 for the Scorpions, the reigning premiers. It looks pretty good. It looks very good. So the Scorpion fans celebrate their second goal, and Springvale certainly becoming more competitive the more this game goes on.
Well, Rob, last night we saw Collingwood go out of the blocks really well, and the Saints were struggling to hold their ground. They seemed like they got their composure back early, you know, they're only a goal and then maybe 2 down. Springvale today are similar, you know, they've been under the pump, haven't they? Very heavily. They just seem to be getting some poise, just rearranging that side a little bit. And if they can do that, they'll come home all right.
Meyer kicks the goal, gets dragged.
O'Brien cleared it from the centre. Again, trouble across half forward. The Tigers to Chris Dillon. Rob's man might be able to make a difference. He's coming on off the bench. And I should say Phil's man too. Here's Caples, he's in attack. Attack that ball strongly. Courtney, got it second time. No prior opportunity. The tackle from Steinford.
Well, I think they throw Dillon into the forward line because they're just too small. Steinford at centre-half back's a big bloke. Vardy's very attacking.
Caples there too. In attack. Courtney couldn't get his foot to it.
Working beautifully. And Adrian Little, I think, would be a fair bet at some stage to have a bit of a stint down there.
Just a little bit lean, though. I suppose I'd be a bit worried about what's happened. He's now got Jewel in the back line, so it's a bit tricky, Rob, that one.
Kerwin in front position. Dragosevic receives a hand pass. O'Brien read it well. Robbins calling for it in the middle. He chooses not to go there because Harrison was loose 40 metres from goal. And Steve Harrison from the Paran Dragons, who played under Brad Gotch, ex-Springvale coach. The kick won't come around. Just a tiny bit of breeze. Got a rush behind, so the difference back to 6 points.
They've got some tall timber, the Tigers. Finlayson running onto the field there, and he's another tall boy. We'll spot him soon.
So Matthew Gregg, good big long kick up towards the wing. Springvale will emerge again. Caples, clever little hand pass out to Trellope, in towards Dillon on the leads, taking his second mark. Well, the players from both sides would really perform in better conditions than these. The Punt Road Oval looks an absolute picture, and for the curator and all those involved, congratulations, you've prepared us a beauty. So Dillon, cross the face, won't be a score, I don't think. Clark was back there looking for the grab, and then looks to wrap up the boundary umpire, which would have pleased the man in white.
Robert, tell the truth, you just scared to say anything else in case you're fear of suspension, aren't you? The beautiful ground here.
Start with.
Wasn't that something?
Here's Proctor.
Blake gets rubbed out of television because he says the ground's got a few holes in it over at Docklands, and Ian Collins dobs him in.
Here's Poyes.
Colo's been a few trips to the Tribune.
Oh, Evans, beautiful mark.
He's a good player, isn't he?
Yeah, centre wing. It's Brett Evans. Bergiel likes to fly. He won't quite get there, will he? Yes, he gets there for the spoil. That was good. Haynes put it to boot. Has gone up and down about 2 metres. Fished it away. Scott Sutherland won't be able to keep it in.
Just a shame with Brett Evans, you know. It's just hard for him to hold a regular spot in the senior side. He just doesn't have the height. He can play off a flank, but he just doesn't have the speed there. So, catch 22. Very good mark, though.
Enruck against Clark. Damien Carroll got it to boot quick. Mark taken by Pitt. Switches play. Springvale getting some run. Courtney the target. Caples led well. Got a hand on it. Almost fell for Courtney, but the Tigers come up with it. Through Hall. Feeds a hand pass out. Now to centre wing. Dragosevic in front of Trolobe. Back inboard to Poyas. He's getting some possession. He's very dangerous. Back to Dragosevic. Long bomb, but chopped off. 8 marks.
So 5 points the difference.
There's Poyas. Incredible.
Yes, he's been probably the best player on the field by some margin. Kerwin just was in better position there and took a very good mark. So the Tigers are looking for a goal here. Proctor gets himself into a bit of bother and then has a bounce and then bombs up to centre half forward. Lovely kick. And on the lead for the Tigers, Bergill. Distance will just test him, I would have thought. He'll kick from about 55 and hasn't given himself much of a chance to kick the goal. Wants to go short. Good option. So is this Jewel?
I've got a feeling it's Zantuck that
I think you're right, actually. So Ty Zantuck, son of Shane. Lots of sons of former champs out there.
Did you talk about that pre-match? I always listen, of course. But 4, I think, up there. 4.
Zantuck, Hart,
Jewel,
Greg.
Yeah.
Not a bad list. And that's not much of a shot. So at quarter time in an entertaining first quarter here, played in wonderful conditions at the Punt Road Oval. Wrapping it up for fear of suspension, according to Ross Booth. Richmond 3-2-20 leads Springvale 2-3-15. Good game, Phil.
Well, it is, and I think the height of the Richmond side and their ability to use the ball is really worrying Springvale. Springvale have gone sideways a lot and struggled to find targets up forward. They've had to shift players around. They've brought Dylan back onto the ground and they're really under pressure inside 50. So this is going to test the Springvale side. Quite surprising, the Richmond boys. They're better side than I would have thought. Got a lot of young players, top-up players, but they're right in the hunt this side. They're going to be very hard for the Scorpions to beat. So we've got a very interesting 3 quarters ahead of us, Rob.
All right, well, this is the goal-kicking list to quarter time. All singles to those players, and Springvale getting a couple late after conceding Richmond the first 3 goals. So it's 5 points here at Punt Road, and for the historians amongst you, it's great, I'm sure, to be back here playing football and seeing it on the television at the Punt Road Oval. 5 points in it, the Tigers leading, and we might now go to Bevo.
Coach Caulfield, and of course is a great Richmond player. And Roscoe, we were just in there with Peter Nicholson. He was pretty fired up, quite passionate about it, but as always, went through it in a pretty analytical fashion. How was Darren Crocker?
I wouldn't say he was fired up. He was rather cool, calm and collected, because I think they've had a pretty good half. He thought apart from the middle 10 minutes, they were pretty good. One thing he criticised the team was for blindly kicking forward, so he's asking for all the forwards to push right up the ground as far as the wing, in fact, with Jewel back in the square, and makes it difficult for backmen having to run into that space, and also to keep zoning up and play disciplined footy. So overall, pretty happy was Darren Crocker.
Well, they're all pretty happy, Phil.
Yeah, so everyone's happy.
Not everyone.
Just about everyone's happy. I've seen a lot of happy people here.
Okay.
I've seen a baby with a dummy yet, but I'm looking out for one.
We've made a few references to that. We've got to explain ourselves this afternoon. Phil received a letter during the week, which...
Yes, I'm very sorry. I think it was Mrs. McDonald might have misunderstood my comments. I'll have a look at the tape. I think we're only talking about dummy spitting, which is a footy context, basically.
All right, the Tigers up towards full forward. Thanks, Phil. And Sutherland has it now. Late tackle from Aaron James, was it? No, it wasn't Aaron James. I thought he was playing in the seniors. It was Callum White. And the ball's at Springvale's attacking area here. Logan. A few left footers playing for the Scorpions today. Kicks it out wide, and O'Brien has it. Ross has been pretty impressed with his season to date. He's a bit unsure here, though. Decides to go short and finds Courtney. And Courtney's a lovely kick. So not without a chance here to put Springvale in front.
Perfect, this is your mark.
He also goes short, and patiently they've got themselves a pretty good attacking option here. And it's Logan again. So the 21-year-old in his 13th game. It's like CIA codes going on here in the box at the moment. Logan has a ping and a bit of work for the goal umpire to do. And he's kicked it behind. So Springvale creep within 4 points of the Tigers.
Tigers think they're going to the scoring end, but there's really no breeze. Perhaps maybe psychologically. Kerwin asked to kick wide by Darren Crocker from those kind of positions. Turned over. Robbins. Diving attempt and successful by Harrison. Just perhaps a trifle too far out to score. He's got a short on. Stretching. Didn't have to in the end. Ben Logan.
Gee, this will be an important goal too, because they really have been under a lot of pressure, but once they settle, the Scorpions, they really are a tough side to knock over.
Logan, Springvale Junior, good kick. Lots of deliberation, concentration, and got the reward. And the Scorpions, would you believe it, are in front.
Yes, well, that's the quality of this side. They've got still quite a few experienced players in the team too, who know what they're doing. Once they settle, I think, settle that back half down. You've got Caples playing still in the forward line. They've just rejigged the back half a little bit.
Phil, just reading Donald McDonald in the Footy Record, his team of the decade. There's Adrian Little, Jason Caples, Damien Carroll, Simon Clark still there, and Brett Evans for Richmond.
And Courtney goes forward, but in best position to mark was Proctor for Richmond. Real shame for Springvale, isn't it, that that great sort of core of premiership players, many of whom left at the start of the season, aren't here, because I think they would have given it a shake again if they were all there.
Well, they still might. You're dead right, though, Rob. They still might really do some damage in the second, or as we move towards the finals. Time will tell.
Here's Dravicevic. Gets a good shepherd. Couple of bounces to half forward. Goes long.
Oh,
Little. What a thump. Huge thump, but he's given it up. Dravicevic off to his teammate here in Homewood, who has a shot at goal and misses way to the right.
Scott Homewood there on picture. Back with Damien Carroll. He looks for Simon Clark. Through the hands of Poyas, but good recovery, good pick up at ground level. Robbins charges through, threw it away. Got the benefit of the doubt. Pit off the ground. Zantuck, bit of a bobble and couldn't keep it in. No, Zantuck was Hall, the ruckman, or half forward. He goes back to maybe contest this ruck throw in. Oh, he won't have to because Steinford's there. As Phil was saying, pretty tall side, Tigers. Clark beaten. Little give from Zantuck was okay. And another throw in.
Well, Ross, the interesting thing is that Hall and Steinford have alternated at centre-half back, which is a very rare move, isn't it, in football these days? Have the two real tall players in the old style, I suppose, or the old measurements would be in the 6'4", 6'5" region, and they're alternating at centre-half back.
There's Callum White, 23, one of those talls. And that's out on the full. Sheehan will take it. Pretty long kick. He's got a lead short from Courtney. That's ignored. Kicks it wide. Finds Sutherland. Eyes searching for a teammate in a better position. Small ground, not much opening up for him. Just punts it long into the centre square region. Poyas again. Steinfort. High ball. Good roving by Arthurson. Caples is there. Arthurson still with it. Persisted pretty well and kicked it just inside the boundary line. So a bit of a scrappy period in this second quarter, but it's tight. The Scorpions, you can see, by 2 points. They're with Collingwood winning, and they're in 9th position, but they're sort of 2.5 games, a game and a half out of the 4. The 8, I should say. So it's they really need to win this Springvale, because they've got Carlton and Collingwood ahead of them, and both of those sides are in good form.
Certainly are, Ross. Be nice to have those two in the finals, wouldn't it?
And Springvale finally gets them run out of defence. It's where they're very good. Ends up with Sutherland. He'll go long to full forward. Dillon working backwards, has lost it. Proctor heads for the line, and I think he'll find it. Almost found more in the curator's shed as well. So Springvale have been inside 50 twice the amount of times that Richmond has. Interesting statistic. Off the ground, they've worked it somehow in towards the goal square. Plenty of Tiger defenders back there, but it hand passes out towards Shaw Dennis, who bends it back, but not enough.
Yeah, there are a lot of hyphened surnames creeping into VFL football, Ross, at the moment.
And I'm
politically, is it politically incorrect or politically correct to hyphen your name?
not like the old days, Phil. Picked up by Trelawney. He used to have another name in another world, an earlier world, but I think it's French.
Is it a weakening of the amateur? Is it a weakening of the amateur code?
All these amateurs, they're retreating. They're on. There's a refuge, the VFL, for these amateurs with the hyphenated names. We've got to put an end to it, Ross.
That's right. Well, the president is Mr. Andrew Langford Jones. So
why am I not surprised?
No.
It's not Peter
there's
Dash
Peter
Nicholson. It's Peter Nicholson, the surname.
On the walkie-talkie. His side leads by 3 points. After Richmond kicked the first 3 goals, they've come back well. And a free going to Logan. He kicked a lovely goal about 5 minutes ago. Slightly tighter angle, but you'd think he'd be able to kick it.
Just about hit Richmond Station.
Yeah, Phil, I caught the train in too. It was mixed with the masses. Trouble was, the automatic ticket machines weren't working. 2 of them. Logan, oh, good kick.
Very nice.
Last 4 goals to the Scorpions after Richmond kicked the first 3, and they've got a 9-point lead.
Yes, they weathered that early storm. And let's have a look at the free kick here. Just played it as a high tackle against Poyas, wasn't it? Just over the shoulder. No hyphen in that name, Roscoe.
No.
And if you could ever come up with a combination of Jack Cleary Booth or Booth Cleary. So Springvale have kicked the opening 2 goals of this second quarter, and they'll move into attack again. Who's that working very hard? Guess who? Caples, who's an extremely hard worker. Meyer underneath it, not in good position. And he tries to keep it in again, but can't.
It's interesting, wasn't it, Rob, with Caples there? He took the mark, and despite the fact he's in the twilight years, he took off. He took the advantage possibility, not technically an advantage in terms of the umpiring, but he took what he thought was an advantage to run on.
And that is to move the ball as quickly as you can into your forward line, I presume.
Yes.
He's working very hard again, Caples with the tackle, and Haynes sees it over the line for Richmond.
Yes, he's actually gone, he'd be 31. It was just gone 31, Roscoe. Dear me, I think we might have missed his birthday.
Did you send him a card?
15th of June.
You didn't send me one. Anyway, that's
Was
not
that
surprising.
yesterday?
Yeah, no, 2 days ago. It's a 17th.
Oh, Ross.
No, not my birthday.
Oh, yours.
Jason Caples.
Jason Caples'
the
birthday.
6th.
We'll talk to Shane Smith and Ben Delarue at the end of half-time, both injured, and Shane Smith was saying that Meyer from Garfield's a 100-goal kicker. And, well, they need him there with Shane Smith out with a hamstring. There's Haynes. He was our man of the match.
Garfield,
against,
Ross.
yes. That's,
Frosty Miller came from Garfield,
right.
the great Frosty Miller.
West
Who
Gippsland.
played in the grand final here, Rob.
Robbins didn't travel 10. Good pick-up, Shaw Dennis. Courtney. Long one. 4 go up. Logan was in the right spot, but the clearance went square and it favoured Vardy. Kicks wide to Rigg. Showing some pace. No one really chasing him. Courtney. The numbers though. Capel centering. Kick all right. Shaw Dennis. Oh, good spoil by Arthurson.
The throw.
Could have been a bit of a scoop, wasn't it? O'Brien. It's pretty scrappy in midfield, but tight contest. Meyer can't get into the contest. He's just given a little nudge with a hip and put out of the action by Troy Kerwin.
So Proctor, game would need to lift in tempo a bit in this second quarter. Scrappy start to the second quarter, been a bit disappointing after a reasonably good quality first term. It's a big kick. Greg had the sit, left it behind. Trolope runs into a bit of trouble, then gets out of it. Hand pass ends up with Sheehan. Sheehan towards inside 50, looking for little Logan. He couldn't take the mark. It's been banged forward here by Edwards. Edwards to half forward, and it's a Richmond mark. And dropping into the hole for them is Chris Goldsworthy. Another left footer. Heap of them here today. In towards Jewel. He couldn't take the mark. Will he get it back? No. Springvale might emerge here. Sheehan, unfamiliar right side. He did well enough though. Gets it back from Courtney. Courtney to O'Brien, who sells the dummy, gets himself into trouble, then somehow emerges with the footy. Courtney, good little hand pass to Sheehan. They combined for about 6 possessions, the 3 of them. Still they go. Caples from 58. Torp on the run, ambitious. Terrible kick. Richmond mark Kerwin.
Gee, that was playing it tight, Phil, wasn't it?
Eccentric football here at Punt Road, Roscoe.
Yeah, no margin for error. Oh, Clark got a cruel bounce. Goes in, not in the back. Oh, yes, it was. Finlayson might have been grabbed high anyway. Second time. Now Greg grabbed round the neck. That's the old and the young, Phil, isn't it?
There was a fair bit of experience in the way he wrapped the big paw around the young bloke and distracted him for a few minutes.
Matthew Gregg. Who's the target?
Oh.
Birdman. In the middle of 2 former teammates, probably.
What a grab.
That looks like a neat kick.
Look at Little.
30 metres out. Good running off the ground. Goal to the Tigers from Ray Hall.
Well, it was great running by Hall, but that was Little's work, Robin. In the last couple of contests, he got the big punch, the big left hand. He uses that left hand all the time to punch the ball away. You'll see it here. Even though he's a bit out of position, and he's still able to get the ball away, but not quite where he wanted it, because it slipped back into that corridor behind, and Hall's able to slip it through. Good goal. Great mark from Brett Evans. Marvel at his marking at times. He is such a good player overhead.
And Caples has been sent back to defence, or he's back down there in that last passage, which is interesting. O'Brien with a little kick round the corner. Testing ball, this one. Edwards eventually controls it, gets it off to Homewood. Homewood out wide, good kick. And he's found Haynes. He'll swing around onto the left. Poyes. Big, long kick to half forward. The bodywork was okay. Tigers now inside 50 and threatening. Joy has it all to do here, as does Little. Richmond with the numbers, but it's been stolen from them and taken over the line by Daniel Rigg.
Don't hold off it, guys.
Umpires wide for sound, giving their instructions. Evans is there laying the tackle. And Phil, Kevin Mitchell, Director of Umpiring, tells us that Russell Davis is umpiring his 100th game tomorrow down at Point Jellyband Oval. Big game there, Williamstown against Sandy. And with a lot of young umpires getting promoted to the AFL, it's unusual that an umpire in the VFL gets to 100, so well done to him. think they're no good, Phil. They just get promoted. Kicked along the wing with my tongue
I
filling
think
my
it's only
cheek. David
appropriate that
Sheen.
you should be complimenting him on the great feat.
He did send you the email.
I'd get outlawed if I'd done it.
And getting up off the bottom of the pack, Preston Shaw Dennis. He's a ex-Brand Dragon. Now Clark having a hard job of it against the youngsters. Smith, gee, left hind, dragged it out the back, trying to create something. Sutherland met it at pace. Lucky he had support. Quick give there from Rigg, but the Scorpions making hard work of it, clearing the area. They get to centre wing. Courtney was roving, just couldn't take it with him. Umpire's found a free. Going on by Dean Paul, and there's Greg having some attention. Ooh, a bit of a limp. He looked to be bending his knees, he's kicking. Here it is, says that. Well, the contact looked around the upper body rather than the lower body, but he was limping certainly. Perhaps he got it all over. Now Pitt with the ball.
Richmond free kick, mate, holding.
Just one of his bit shook up, that's all.
Yeah, all shook up, isn't he? So
Free
he's
kick
still on.
turned over there. Umpire called a holding decision against Springvale, so the free kick's reversed.
So a tight game this one, 3 points the difference. Good mark on that occasion to Trelaw. And the Springvale little fella starting to get into it. And here's one of them. O'Brien can go over the top to Carroll. He ignores Carroll and goes further towards Carmody. Carmody has a go in towards the goal square. Rushed through. And Vardy got the fist on the ball. So Greg slowly making his way off the field, off camera. And at least now he's jogging off. I wonder if he's concussed or something like that after that hip and shoulder, which didn't look anything too vicious. It just was a very strong bump, I suspect. So Poyes at centre half back now. Long kick towards the station side. I don't know what the various sides are called here at Punt Road. Do you, Phil?
I think that's just the Punt Road side, Rob. I think it is.
Okay, that would cover a fair degree of the oval.
But I have a habit of getting my directions wrong when I get out of Brunswick.
Well, I suppose wasn't going to mention that, but at the MCG we've got the Punt Road end. Maybe at Punt Road Oval we've got the MCG end.
Yeah, that's right.
Great work from Clark to O'Brien. Robbins cleans up the fumbling ball. It's a scrappy game. Kick back. Oh, O'Brien.
It is
Tackle
a
couldn't be
scrappy
laid.
game, Roscoe.
Robbins, Trelaw gets away from Poyes. Nice sidestep from 50. Trelaw, oh, wobbly old kick off the side of the boot. And it scores, amazingly enough. So the lead stretched to 5 points. And the Tigers, 19 minutes, you can see on the clock. I wonder how the Tigers will go. They said pre-match, Phil, they'll level with Sandringham at Beach Road, Trevor Barker Oval last week, but they fell apart a bit. I think Sandy probably lifted the last half, but it'll be interesting to see whether they can hang on.
So Springvale threatening here. They've had it in to attack for much of this second quarter. High kick in towards the goal square, but back there is Travis Edwards. The kick came from Carmody. Oh, Proctor with his problems here. He's got a free kick. Held without it.
No, he's decided to throw it in, actually, Rob. It looked like it could have been. The umpires seem to be waving the hand around. But, look, I suppose, Ross, Springvale have got a fair bit of poise, haven't they? And that cohesion, whereas you made the point with Darren Crocker before the game, you know, difficulty, I think you said nightmare coaching. Well, he's not going to admit it's a nightmare, but he was intimating that it can be a bit complex, trying to hold a side together.
Sheen has it on the wing now. Oh, takes his time, almost gives it up. Sutherland. Long kick into the pocket. Is anyone leading for him? Well, that was a great spoil. Wonderful spoil on that occasion from Patrick Steinford.
Yes, I hear what you're saying, Phil. Richmond picked up just 2 of their players this morning because of players having to move up. So it must be hard to get cohesion.
Where'd they pick them up from?
Well,
was it down the local pub, was
Once
it?
from Mornington, 1 from East Burwood. That's 2. And East Burwood from Alan Richardson, the ex-Richmond guy.
Sent the taxi around to get hold of him. Hope they weren't out at a nightclub last night, the boys.
I would have thought so. Harrison has the ball. Now, pretty congested forward line for him. He's got late from Dylan. Good spot from Vardy.
You get excited when that boy goes near the footy, don't you, Roscoe?
Courtney, high tackle. Umpire must have been blindsided, Phil, because he missed it. Haynes.
Blind.
Oh, there's a
you can always find a euphemism for an umpire, can't you, to get out of trouble. Blindsided.
I've had a lot of euphemisms for you over the years,
There was
too.
nearly a Freudian slip, though. I think that blind word was just about in there.
Pitt goes over the top of Clark. Shaw Dennis. Hooks it back, not a bad kick.
Ooh.
Good spoil there by Hall. Loose ball. Did he have it? No. Edwards, pace. It breaks open. Wide kick for the Tigers towards Goldsworthy. Try and load. Dispossesses him. On the run. Springvale up towards Dillon.
Done.
Got the numbers.
Well,
good hands. Missing. I don't know who that was. That was Ben Logan.
Indeed it was. On the left boot. The angle not quite right for a left footer. Shows a bit of class.
Yeah, 4 shots. He's caught it for 2-2.
Richmond, the well's run a bit dry for them, hasn't it, in attack? I mean, they kicked the first 3 and then they've kicked just 1 in well over a quarter ever since. So we'll have to work out a way to score here this afternoon.
Yeah, inside 50s, 12 to Richmond, 29 to Springvale.
Yes, an alarming statistic if you're a Tigers supporter in a sense. Arthurson finds Edwards. He's got a bit of dash about him, Edwards. More dash than hair. Evans off to Dragicevic. In towards centre-half forward. Joy has it taken away from him. This is Shaw Dennis. Very interesting kicking style, but on that occasion very effective. Clark over the top and Springvale mounting an attack again. Oh, that was an excellent late hand from that Richmond defender. But it spills here to Logan, who knows where they are. Goes for home and kicks his third.
Good player, this kid. Good left foot he's got too. Banged one through there. Does a beautiful go. Just missed one on the left side before. Ross Booth smiles. I know what he wants to say. He wants to go Dragicevic, but not Dragicevic, doesn't he? Because he doesn't want you to use the correct pronunciation, Robert. You keep sticking to it. Because I agree with you. As Logan, that hit our man on the head, bounced off his scon because of the tap. But Logan said, I'll take it, and he did.
He did. That's 3 goals too, and geez, father was a good golfer, Phil. Poyes gets another possession. Out to Arthurson. Got the stumbles. Gets around his man. That's Pitt, who looked a bit tired with that header up there in the forward line a moment ago. And Callum White will come in to...
It's funny that they just flicked the fingers, didn't it? So he was kind of unsighted, got the line wrong, and bang, off the scon it went.
Pretty painful too.
From head to Logan goal. A soccer connection.
Kosh coming on for the Scorpions. A few interchanges being made. That looked suspect, that hand pass. Grabbed by Finlayson. Arthurson, I should say. Up to Evans, nowhere to go. Luckily saved by the boundary line. As Sutherland bore down on him. Won't be a long quarter because we haven't had many goals. We've had 7 in the term. No, not 7, 5.
How many premierships did he play with Springvale? Evans, 2 or 3?
He didn't play the 87 one, so it was all in the 90s, of course. I think it was about 3.
Yeah, 3 probably. Yeah, 2 or 3. Yeah.
So it'd be great mates with many of his opponents here this afternoon. Well, they're threatening again. McCaughan, short little kick. Must be a Springvale free kick. And was that
Caples, yeah.
Caples.
Wasn't much of a kick, really.
No.
He wasn't going to quite mark it.
No, he didn't receive too many favours. Was Ray Hall bearing down?
Well, Hall could have done better, Rob. He could have camouflaged the fact that he was just trying to knock him out of the way.
Well, from which point of view are you talking about he could have done better?
Well, he could have camouflaged what he was wanting to do.
He probably hasn't seen a lot of footy, Phil, originally. He came from Woy Woy. Name another player from Woy Woy. Ray Hall.
As the, what would that be? The
That's
the 312 goes through the Punt Road station.
Gosford.
Oh, Gosford, yeah. Big ticket item in my world.
So Caples, the defender, has just snuck it through, I think. No. Bit of bluff going on down there in the goal square, and Caples not totally impressed. The Tigers off the hook again. Springvale, well, look at that, 14 scoring shots to 6 and been inside 50 almost 3 times as their Tigers opponents. So they're right on top.
Proctor. Misjudging it was Finlayson, and Arthurson couldn't grab it. Underneath it, Homewood. Switching play. Who has he got out here? Zantuck. Drops it. Quick work by Kerwin. Oh, and off the beat, on the full, was it? Gives hands.
It hit the toe, Ross, but I reckon when it hit the toe, it just hit the line then, so it didn't in fact go over, but you could be stiff, couldn't you?
Springvale by 13. Simon Clark, again, having a tough time in the ruck. And Haynes takes it over. Now Finlayson. Oh, Clark beat him then beautifully. Harrison, Carroll. Quick kick towards Caples. With Hall. Carroll in the way, preventing Hall from running away with it.
Good tackle, says the umpire.
23 is umpire Scott Jeffrey.
Gee, the man has changed with umpires over the years, hasn't it, Ross? Kevin Mitchell, he's got them so polite.
So it's been a bit of a scrambly old second quarter, we've got to say, and
yeah, it was a really exciting first 10 minutes, wasn't it? They played some great footy and took some good marks and looked like they'd be really dangerous, the Tigers. But it's just a bit all over the place, the game at the moment.
And Springvale won't be too unhappy about that, because they've ground their way to a 13-point lead after trailing by 5 at quarter time and after conceding the first 3 goals.
Phil, the ground size 160 by 140. Is that any factor? It is a small ground.
Oh, yeah, I think it probably does make it a bit difficult, Roscoe. Well, I suppose we're seeing quite a few ball-ups. I don't know, we wouldn't have stats on that, but it's quite a few, you would think. Which suggests that it's, it's a bit tight, and so there's more pressure. You can't get clear.
So a free kick's been plucked here to Richmond, and the Tigers out of the half-back line through Homewood.
Oh, took it on.
And Arthurson with his problems there. See, this is a bit messy towards Vardy, but now they can run it. Haynes goes in short. What's on offer for him? Oh, not much at the moment. Might be a Tigers opportunity here. Snap in towards goal, has missed to the right. Not sure who the player is. It was Big Callum White. And that would have been handy for them right on the half-time siren, because the Tigers only kicked 1 goal in that second quarter in beautiful conditions here at the Punt Road Oval. And as we've mentioned on a number of occasions, great sense of history about this footy venue. And sometime first-class cricket venue now.
Yes.
But Springvale have worked their way into the contest pretty well, and really I think should be further in front, Phil.
Well, they should be, Rob. It is, we've got to be honest about it, it's a bit on the scrappy side of the game. It hasn't reached great heights apart from the first portion of the game where the Tigers slammed through 2 or 3 goals. But Springvale, they're a very consistent side. They've got a lot of cohesion about them, enough class players, enough young players, and Logan with 3 goals, a left footer, he looks very, very good and a good, dangerous player. So you would reckon that the Scorpions, you see them here on screen, should fly home in the second half. But will the Tigers be able to mount a challenge? Time will tell. I think this will be one for the Scorpions, who are playing great football, really, after a slow start.
And they lead by 2 goals at half-time, 5-9 to 4-3. We might now whip over to almost rugby union tactics here. And Travis Edwards kicks it forward. He loses it, though, in a battle on pace to Pitt. And I don't think that's going to make too many highlights reels, really.
No. Maybe a bit of selective cutting. See if they can just start to free this ball up, get it direct. I mean, it's one of those grounds where I think you can't mess around. You've got to get into the corridor and get some targets. But probably neither side actually has got the targets at the moment, and that's why we're seeing some scrappy play. They haven't got the real quality targets, and Jules been well held by Little, so that's restricted the Tigers.
Yes, and wouldn't Shane Smith straighten Springvale up at full forward? He's a pretty good player. Haynes goes short, good pass, and he's found his teammate here in Goldsworthy. Now Goldsworthy goes in towards the forward pocket. Target is the big fella there, White, dragged over the line by Adrian Little, who week in, week out concedes height and weight in defence, and generally does the job superbly.
He's without doubt, you know, as Ross pointed out before, Donald McDonald had him. What was it, Roscoe? The best side of
no, actually, I got it wrong, Phil.
Yeah.
It was the best Springvale side of all time, no, but there's still 5 players in it, still playing. Haynes, quick kick to Evans. He was one of them. Got a high tackle from Trellope.
But Donald McDonald made a comment about the quality of Little as a player, and that's a point anyway, that he is one of the best players. Look, very stiff that I reckon that he... Well, this was a free kick to Richmond anyway, but going back to Little, it's going to be Brett Evans, his former teammate. You know, I would have thought Little would be good enough to make AFL footy, Rob. I really do think he was in... He could handle it, and I'll just check. We've talked about him before, but he's now 20, going on 27, so I would have thought a couple of years ago he was a real chance.
Yes, the interesting is the comparison that talent scouts will be able to make now, Phil, against direct VFL players against the old AFL reserves players now in the VFL. It makes it difficult to select. Here's Evans, bring it round, not quite enough. So the 3 opening goals they got within 15 minutes, and then one in the midway through the second quarter, but been a bit of a drought for them, and they would have loved that goal.
But it wasn't to be, and Springvale now will emerge through Harrison. They've got it up towards the half-forward line. Gee, he's been handy, this bloke, Ben Logan. He's kicked 3. He's the only multiple goal scorer in the game, and they all came in the second quarter. Good kick in towards full forward. Real opportunity here for Dillon. Hand pass over the top to Caples for his second, and another one to the Scorpions.
Yes, well, the mark, was it dropped by, was it Steinfort or was it not? We'll just see, yes, Steinfort there, you see, staggering back, doesn't hold the mark, and once that ball spills out, he's in deep strife, and Dillon just pops it over the top. You just got to hold those, especially when you're losing your footing as well. You go to ground, you're in all the more trouble.
Edwards has it for the Tigers. Quick to boot. Evans is in front again of Sutherland. One hand, but stealing it was Joy. Good one to Sutherland. Got his kick away in the nick of time. Trainer in the way, but it gets out of trouble. Cable's a little gifted. Trellope's been pretty good player. Straightens up. Zantuck, Hall it was with a strong tackle. Courtney can't get there. Proctor coming through like a train. Squeezed out. Carroll's got it. Good little gift. Courtney might have been hooking around, but bounces the wrong way. Bounces without any deviation. But moving it through quickly with a lot of quick handwork. Off when the player is under pressure, but
Does Nick Jewell disappeared off the face of the Punt Road Oval, Roscoe? Callum White's gone to full forward. Can't sort of spot him. Moved him somewhere else? I don't think so. We'll find out.
So Clark with the fist ends up with Carroll. Quickly gets it onto the boot. Inside 50 for Springvale. Here's Meyer. Might kick a goal. Meyer goes for home. It's bounced through. He's now kicked 2 goals. And it's all happening for Springvale, Phil.
Yeah, sorry, Rob. I was going to say there that if you have a look at this, Meyer could have slipped the ball over to Dylan. Now, let's see, was he right to just kick it goal? Well, maybe he was actually trying to give the ball to Dylan and he just overkicked it. But over to Toby, certainly I think should have been handing the ball off to him or kicking the ball off to him.
24 points, big lead under the circumstances in a low-scoring game. Edwards had it, lost it. Haynes. Underneath in front was Joy. Dragosevic. Evans. Zantuck. Good little kick, but found a man at least. Goldsworthy. That's a longer booming kick. White was expecting a pass, led forward. Little sat back, took the easy mark and clears it to Carroll.
Actually, White's a bit stiff there. He had some space to lead into, and Goldsworthy just went for the long bomb and didn't work for them. Kicked out wide here for Springvale. O'Brien picks it up on the road. Little pass towards Meyer. Didn't quite make it. And that's Big Ray Hall escorting the ball over the line. Gee, it's right up for Richmond up forward.
That's an example, perhaps, of Goldsworthy from East Burwood. Alan Richardson, the former Richmond player, is the coach there, but just not used, I suppose, to the team tactics and whatever.
Alan Richardson, former Collingwood player.
Okay. Sorry, Phil.
Yes, he was the player left out of the grand final side in 1990 for Harrison.
Don't take on a Collingwood supporter when it's a game, the first premiership in 100 years.
Yes, haven't they been so successful in the last 50? That's another issue which could take only a few hours of our time. So it's kicked out wide here. Oh, the big leap.
I just love the way you got the encyclopedia out, Roscoe. There's Collingwood supporters have got great memories, haven't they, for the ones that count. They can probably tell us age, birth, weight, the whole box.
Of Alan Richardson?
No, I mean on the Collingwood players of time. You knew exactly who was who.
Pitt throws it to boot. O'Brien running back. He's got Hall in the way. Oh, he's got him. He tried to charge through, but umpire says no prior opportunities to throw it in.
Looked all right, though, the Maggies last night.
Yeah, I don't think they beat much, Phil.
Down goes Steinford. Robbins to...
Roscoe.
Was it? To Clark.
God, was it, he says.
Not used to rucking. Here's Dylan.
Cash for comment, you and Neil. No, Neil Mitchell, I'm sorry. Kevin Mitchell.
Scrappy. In goes Courtney with the numbers.
Careful.
Yeah, very.
Where to go? Back to Courtney. Non-preferred foot, good. Caples. Can he add to his 2 goals? Or he kicked one on the run in the first quarter from out there.
He's a master craftsman, this bloke. He just really is good at his football. He knows the zones he can play in, knows his strengths, and he really works to them. When he's in the back half, he's a great spoiler. But when he gets up forward, he likes to run. He really gives it full tilt, freed up a bit.
4-goal lead. Won't quite get the distance. No one really got much a grab on that. Beautiful streetscape in the background, Phil, in the suburbs.
Prime real estate there, Roscoe. I suppose you got a couple of houses there, have you?
Regrettably, no.
No family estates.
Proctor with the big kick for the Tigers, who just can't score goals. In fact, they're battling to get it up there, so really dried up for them. And it's difficult to see where they're going to find some goals coming from. Perhaps Dragosevic, who's a very promising young AFL player, might be able to create something for them. Number 8 is Ben Logan for Springvale, who's kicked 3 goals. Won't be happy with that kick. Here's Dragosevic, round on the left. Had to really thread the needle there, and he did it very well. Ezra Poyas has dried up a bit as well. He was brilliant early. Kicked in towards centre-half forward. Trello bursts away from Goldsworthy, then got up to Carroll, who let him down a bit with the fumble. Then did well to avoid Evans, who was menacing. Springvale now to centre-half forward. Can Richmond rebound here? Kerwin did okay. Homewood, hurried kick up to centre-half forward. The 4 or 5 Tigers here, if they can gain possession, they might be able to do something with it. But that's a bit of a problem at the minute. Harrison picks it up for the Scorpions. Hand pass out wide is good as he gets it to David McCorn. McCorn in towards centre-half forward. Gee, it's a real battle of half-back lines at the minute. And this is Patrick Steinford.
And again, you see him falling over as he took the mark. He's really got to work at staying on his feet when he tries to... Well, when he takes marks in those zones.
Oh, dangerous kick from Zantuck. Came off from Edwards to White. Slipping was Bergiel, but regained it just in time. Called to play on. Good pressure by Joy. Finlayson got his kick away. A wobbly one in time. Clark almost went underneath it. Had to stretch back. How many marks, Phil, Paul, to Simon Clark today as he feeds it off to Carroll? That's his first for the afternoon. Harrison. Going wide, finding men in space. Logan, good finisher. Nice little kick, wasn't it? That was beautiful to Meyer. It was so quick too.
And he's very sharp on that left boot, and he's a good player.
Yes, former coach of the Springvale Scorpions, premiership coach, Brad Gotch.
And
now at Collingwood. Yeah, now at Collingwood.
Michael Broadbridge.
And Dean Laidley.
Did you see the other week when we had the game?
Yes.
He left at three-quarter time, the coach.
Well, it was alleged halfway through the last quarter because he had to catch a flight to Wales and Adelaide as Meyer puts it through. That's 3 goals. Shane Smith saying that he was a likely goal kicker. Yes, well, they bounced back well last week.
Because they had a coach.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe that was a turning point for the Woods 2 weeks ago against Frankston.
A nice little chip. No, the story was at three-quarter time they're about 6 goals up, Rob, and
yes,
I don't know, you might have,
yep.
they got rolled, but there was a story that Michael Broadbridge had left early, or three-quarter time. Now it's getting stretched out more and more minutes into the last quarter, but my mail is very early in the last quarter, Ross. Yeah. Very early.
In fact, have we established whether he was there or not?
Yeah, we interviewed him pre-match.
Oh, that much.
This is that's a goal. Caples, number 3 for the defender, who's playing up forward, and what a sterling job he's doing it, and having a good time as he does.
Yes, and his former coach, of course, Bradley Gotch, looking on, Roscoe, because Bradley took the Scorpions to a premiership also. And look at this play here. Dillon slips it in, and the man who's best known for playing at centre-half back, although he played centre-half forward 2 years ago in that premiership win, has kicked another goal.
So on that, we've had 4 goals in about 9 minutes. 2 to Caples, 2 to Meyer.
Well, it's a match-winning move when they knocked over Werribee 2 years ago, and he started at centre-half foot. He gave him a great start, so he is versatile, mainly centre-half back, but shows what a class player he is.
Finlayson did well in the ruck. Dragosevic was good too. There's Finlayson again. It was good. Evans, run down. Oh, Clark loved tackling the old teammate there.
Let's just have a look. Yeah, he goes on though, Evans, doesn't he?
Zantuck has it. Now Dragosevic. Oh, fine mark.
And that's the son of the great Royce Hart.
Simon Hart. I couldn't see him for looking. I was looking for Greg, and yes, De La Salle. Wonder what he can kick like. If he's anything like his father Phil, you'd put it through. Looks like he's a right footer though. Good kick.
Sheesh.
Won't quite get the distance.
No, it has got the distance.
Well,
in fact, it shouldn't have, Rob.
Yeah,
yes,
the Springvale defender was in front of the goal line and was jumping backwards. Perhaps he was surprised by the distance, but you'd always want someone on the line to run into the play.
Well, indeed, and we'll probably see it again. Chris Edwards, our producer, they'll no doubt slot it up again. There you see it. Have a look at what happens here. Man in front. Players at Adrian Little trying to get at it. No, I don't think it is. Yes, it is, but but the ball is going over the line and there was not another tall player there. Should have a ruckman usually, or a tall there to just finally cover the ball.
Ooh, Edwards fortunately missed McCaulin with the elbow there, and he survived, but he could have done some damage. It was an errant elbow at best. Here's Dillon, kicks in towards the goal square. Capel's lurking again, and he's just pointing out that I was all on my own, Chris. Dillon saying I didn't see you. 31 points the difference. It'll be a throw-in with Springvale deep into attack. So the traffic pours past us here at the Punt right oval. Capels with the body work. O'Brien a chance, but Dragicevic chips in. Dillon inboard to Courtney. Courtney centering kick. Not bad. All Richmond. Meyer stays down, has a shot, kicks another one.
Easy as you like.
He's kicked 4, Meyer. 3 of them in this third quarter, and Springvale sensing that the game is almost won.
Yes, well, Dillon actually has given him a bit too. Slips it back. Courtney on the right boot. Oh, ball not marked by Finlayson, and bang.
Phil, do you think that these have been, well, good moves because more height on the forward line with Capels and Dillon, because remember they were bombing it in that first quarter?
Well, they made that move. They certainly made the move of Dillon midway through the third quarter. It gave them something for sure.
Right, Robbins dishes it out to McCaulin, heads goalward again. There's Dillon and Meyer. And Dillon will be relishing this opportunity to cement a place in the side. There's Kerwin with Meyer. Sid Meyer, 4 goals all up, 3 in the term. Springvale winning it out of the middle in this term. Hall goes up, Zantuck through the Ivan Needle. Poyas gone a bit quieter, great early part of the match. Haynes, he's got wide over the top. Good hand pass from 60 metres, heads goalward. Plenty of Scorpion defenders there. One of them is Rigg with a good fist away.
Yeah, copycat stuff, you know. He's really, that was just as Adrian Little would do it then from Rigg. So good disciplined play. They play the percentages, the Scorpions.
And the inside 50 statistic, very telling. There's Proctor, as he does a lot. He scored it over the line, but on that occasion, he kicked it out of bounds on the full. Bit unfortunate. Oh, that's very clever from David Robbins there with the ball between the legs. Almost Harlem Globetrotterish. Pitt towards half forward. Kerwin couldn't take the mark. Well controlled on that occasion by Logan.
It's called a throw.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, a bit unfortunate because they worked it to Dillon, who's not impressed. And Zantuck has it now. Oh, they've lost it. Dillon gets it back. He can go on the left and kick another one for Springvale, who are killing Richmond in this third quarter.
Why was he ever left out of the Springvale side, Roscoe? You got a direct line to the Dillon family. What's the story? What was the match committee saying?
As I recall, the best of my ability, sitting on the fence, it turned out to be a very wet day, but here we're going to see this
Don't take me
throw.
too seriously, Ross.
Yeah, was this a throw?
Oh,
we couldn't see it on that angle. Anyway, the umpire probably had a clear vision of it. It was pricked in the side, but then was omitted on the morning of the match. I think it was a very wet day.
Indeed.
That was team balance, the old reason, excuse.
That's the one you throw out when you're in a tricky situation and you're the coach or the chairman of selectors.
Covers
and
an
they
awful
say,
lot.
what's that mean? And you say, I don't know, really, but it's just the only one I can use.
So the
I kicked
Tigers...
6 goals last week, coach. I'm sorry about that. Of course, Ross, you'll be at Caulfield Racecourse tonight for the big Paran Football Club reunion.
Well, I have a prior engagement, Phil. I'm sorry I won't be able to hear you there. I was just reading.
I'm seeing that turn tonight for the Paran boys at late notice because a good friend of yours and mine has gone AWOL.
Okay, no.
First name, Sam. Second name, Kekovic.
Or Kekovic, yeah, as we like it. Here's Proctor. Out of the setting square to half forward. The Tigers need something. Sutherland. Oh, good roving Trelate. Been pretty good back in defence. And he steadies things up and heads long towards Meyer, who's way out in front of his man Kerwin. That was a good kick from Trelaw because Capel's made a lead too.
That one.
Meyer up towards Dillon. Bit of a push. But Vardy takes the mark. It was like Bob Pratt, 150 goals, didn't win the BNF, just didn't do enough. Good but effective it was. Long to half forward again. Oh, well judged. Free kick to Joy, brought down. He might have been awarded the mark anyway.
Yes, it's a similar story of Peter Hudson kicking about 22 goals for New Norfolk in Tassie one day and didn't get the 3. He was being fed by a star sediment, apparently.
Oh.
So, Richmond with it all to do now. Up towards centre wing. Gill couldn't take the mark. Joy, nice little hand pass to Damien Carroll, who goes to centre half forward. That's a good mark again. Has been taken here by Ray Hall for the Tigers. Goes short, had to be good, wasn't. Poyas with it all to do here. He battled on pretty gamely, but then they've lost it, Richmond. That was a free kick, surely. No. Over the top from Homewood. And who's that appealing for the free kick? It's Harrison. Homewood finds the boundary line.
You feel you got a smirk on your face. Can I get in first?
Yeah.
I was thinking of that show, Dog's Head Bay. Now, I think that was set up on the Central Coast, Gosford, Woy Woy.
Oh, yeah.
Local
Did well,
content.
didn't it,
Yeah,
that
great show, yes.
Yeah.
Never missed it.
Yeah.
Yes, all over the top. The boy from Woy Woy. High ball. Sitting underneath it, Damien Carroll.
I reckon you've seen it, mate. I don't know if it's coming back.
No, it's just local content. I was thinking of Jonathan Shire. Here's Clark, taking the mark.
You be careful, you be taken off air, Rob.
Well, that's
a
true.
bag on the product.
Clark looking for Dillon. And Caples was there as well.
No, I was going to say, Ross, we didn't get any lunch here today from the Richmond home side, and I keep seeing people walk past with buckets of chips, and they look fantastic.
Yeah,
I'd really like to grab one of those big chips off somewhere.
We made you coffee. What more do you want?
You did. Trying to get me out of a bad mood, weren't you?
Has it worked? Seems to have. On the 50 defensive.
No, I think it's the pills you put in the drink.
Oh, Proctor's kick was smothered, and could be a turnover goal here. Caples heads for his fourth. Won't go. Oh, Little!
Get
Off the ground. Oh, good effort, good smothering attempt. And the Tigers get out of trouble. Gee, they were desperate and under pressure there, conceding the behind.
Here he is on screen. Oh, gee, you know, he is such a good player, Little. He can smother. He has got good hands when he really has to take a mark. So people often say players who could have made it. I really think he's one who should have. And he was at St Kilda. I mean, he'd get a gig with St Kilda now, wouldn't he? God, if he couldn't play in St Kilda side, I'd go,
I reckon you'd get a game, but...
Well, I tell you what, I'd probably tell people I could, but it doesn't mean much.
Poor old Saints are struggling, aren't they?
They are.
So 35 plays 78 here, and Clark slaps it inboard towards O'Brien. Worked a treat for Springvale. O'Brien slaps it onto the boot. Backing back is Poyas.
Paid the shepherd there, you know. Very interesting, that one, Rob. There was, the Richmond player was in the road. Was he really there? We'll see here. Look.
Ooh.
I didn't think there was much in that. It wasn't against Poyas. It was against the other player, of course, yeah.
But the umpires are given the free kick to this man, Chris Dillon, who kicked a lovely goal just moments ago on the left. It was his first, but he's had an influential afternoon, and he's now kicked 2 goals, Chris Dillon. Springvale having the time of its life here at the Punt Oval.
Yeah. Now, that got under my guard. He's a Monash Blues player.
Yes, that's right. No, we
Why was I
mentioned that
thinking
before.
North Old Boys? Why was I thinking North Old Boys?
Don't know.
Probably because he's got a Catholic name.
Yeah, well, we do
Dillon.
allow Catholics at Monash.
Things have changed there,
that's
haven't
right.
they, since you've been gone?
Now, Phil,
Met the Monash Vice-Chancellor last night, David. Lovely man.
Robinson.
At the footy, yep.
yes, I've never met him. You put in a good word for me?
I did, Ross. Yeah, I said your football commentary is terrific.
Thanks, for just what I required.
Too bad about his economics.
Yeah, it's turning out to be a nightmare day for Darren Crocker. Now, they kicked the first 3 goals, then 2 more, while Springvale have kicked 12. But here's a chance for the Tigers. Evans, half volley, nice trap. No work, no room for Edwards. That looked a bit like a throw. Trelaw back inside. Looks for Pitt, finds him half-back flank. Playing very confidently now, the Scorpions. Down the line, Harrison. Oh, good grab. Under pressure from Homewood for Harrison. Meyer makes a lead. Dillon 2. Caples is short. Ooh, and takes the mark. Rides a little slap across the face, puts it in towards Pitt. Marks it 60 metres out. And Poyas, his head on the mark, looking around his teammates. There's just loose men everywhere, and he's very disappointed, Ezra Poyas. After a great first half, things falling apart for the Tigers.
That was great play by Capel. So the way he went on with it, got the clip over the ear.
Yes.
Set it up beautifully.
Poyas smothering it. Damien Carroll.
In trouble.
Edwards.
Good smother.
Effective. Was good. Bounce beat Logan. Courtney had to turn onto his right foot, so went back the other way. Didn't travel 10. Poyas in there battling his heart out against the odds. Edwards wouldn't take possession. Gave it to Hall. Nowhere to go. Capels has got him. Pitt. Capels again. Around the corner. Ooh, and couldn't get an 8th goal for the turn to the Scorpions.
I hope Poyas's pacemaker is okay, Roscoe.
Do you think he slowed down the second half, Phil?
You're talking about, yeah, you're talking about
possessions of Poyas
battling
ball?
his heart out.
Yes.
Pacemakers have been in the news.
Yes, they have. Yes, he's had 20 possessions, Ezra Poyas.
Oh, deep.
And O'Brien has just chipped in. Just about the smallest bloke in the field, and over the back he grabbed the footy. Good stats. 21st possession coming up. So O'Brien for their 8th, I think Ross mentioned in this third quarter, just inside 50. He's missed it to the right.
Gee, they can produce some players. They did come from Fitzroy, but he's only a 23-year-old too, Rob. And
yes.
They keep turning them over.
Yeah, I know I'm plugging, but this is a community radio station, 3SER. He's leading there aren't many awards, and he's leading it. So it just says what a good year he has, Peter O'Brien. Hello to Neil Brown, the host, who's watching us today. Robbins.
Of course, you get updates, I should say, on 3LO in the evening on Saturday, and you also get them on 774.
Melbourne.
774. What time are you on with your report?
Yeah, 6:27.
Yes, and mine's
precisely.
sometime around then or later or something.
Give them all the good oils.
Yep.
Saturday and Sunday. Courtney, little topo. Running back was Sutherland. Oh, Trollope tried to kick it off the ground. Almost got Evans. Evans chasing. Good bump, but Trollope still had the presence of mind to get the kick away. Homewood in there. Pitt lost it, had it. Homewood's got it now. Just a hand pass in the attacking direction. No one was there. Baines got it. Evans, Richmond doing it hard. Oh, ducked the head. High tackle Robbins. Advantage. No, it's been brought back.
And if you want to know who's playing on a Friday night, of course, you watch ABC News, because Rob Waters tells us at the end of the news exactly which ground the game on Saturday's on. So we've got all the bases covered.
We know where to go. Greg. Well, he's got a nasty bump in the first half. Looks to be okay now. That's a good kick, except Clark is there. Takes his one of few marks. Gives it to Capels. I don't know if he's still at half forward, but he's run up to the fence. Goes wide looking for and finding Harrison on the 50.
Oh, go long. You got the big bloke.
Dylan was there. He goes in.
Short.
Oh, good mark. Gee, good hands, David Robbins.
Gee, easy as you like.
Plays on to Courtney on his preferred foot. Gee, this is slack by Richmond. Oh, and Courtney didn't punish him as he should have.
But isn't that good play, Ross? You picked it up straight away that it was his left foot. So, you know, they decided Robbins over to Courtney. Courtney on the left, got it right. If it'd been a right footer, different story. But that was perfect play, and he judged it well. Should have kicked the goal.
So Poyas has it for the Tigers. We're getting a bit of a belting here this afternoon at home. Their true home. So Poyas looking for Evans, who's had a spasmodic sort of a day, done a few nice things, but probably not as much of them as he would have liked. Hall, well, got himself into a real tangle there, and he's given it up. O'Brien good kick out wide to Caples, who's just having a rare afternoon. Caples spears the pass, and Meyer didn't hang on to the ball. Then he hung on to the foot, and he's given away a free kick. So Kerwin, ex-Collingwood player. Out wide. Big leap was from Haynes, but Little just stood his ground beautifully and plucked it. Goes short to centre half forward. That may be paid. So let's see how Steve Harrison goes with the barrel, I suspect, from about 60 metres. He's lining up the torp. Oh, he gives it a decent old hoof. Got onto it and landed about 5 metres short. So what a quarter from Springvale, Phil. They really played some wonderful footy in that third quarter. They kicked 7, could have had a couple more, and they've really broken open this contest. 12-15 to 5-5 at three-quarter time.
Just too experienced, really. Too much poise, using the ball neatly, running on beautifully. Roscoe, that's chips with salt and vinegar, please, on you as you run down to the three-quarter time huddle.
No sugar, Ross.
No sugar on the chips. And then Adrian Little there, as you see him on screen, that bloke is a beautiful player. He is just such a good player. And you wonder whether Evans, Rob, you know, playing him centre-half forward, he's not really going to be a centre-half forward in the top side. Maybe get him onto the ball, see if he can spark something. But there's a good side. They're a good side, Springvale. They're going to worry a few sides, lack a little bit of height, but they're in good nick, really. You see Brett Evans out the corner there, and be interesting to see how the huddles look at three-quarter time. But a big 7-goal to 1 quarter. The Scorpions, the reigning premier, they're a top VFL football side.
Richmond kicked the first 3. Since then, it's been 12 goals to 2, so all one-way traffic here. And multiple goal scorers are plenty now. Meyer, Caples, Logan and Dillon have all kicked 2 or more. So it's a commanding Springvale position at three-quarter time, Beverly. There you see it, 12-15 to 5-5. We'll come back with Darren Crocker's three-quarter time speech in just a few moments. In the meantime, though, Beverly O'Connor.
Thanks, Rob. Let's go around the grounds, and first up to Optus Oval in the match between Carlton and Adelaide, where Carlton is firmly in control. Lots of multiple goal kickers there too. Whitnell has 5, Hamill, Houghton, Cooter and Bradley with 2 each. And for the Crows, Burton has 3, Jarman and Welsh 2 each. Melbourne in control at the MCG, 15-7-97. Farmer is on fire again. He has booted 6 goals. Adam Uze with 4. And for the Hawks, Holland and Thompson, the only multiples with 2 each to their 8-7-55. And Geelong still struggling. Brisbane Lions in great form, 14-6-90 to the Cats 4-13-37. Mensch, the only multiple goal kicker for the Cats. For the Lions, Lynch has 3, Power, Voss and Bradshaw 2 each. Results now from races 5 and 6 on the card at Sandown, and let's take a look at the 5th. Love's Choice from Frisk Me and Hula Wonder, $4.10 for the win, $172.60 the payout in the trifecta. And in race number 6, Biggs from 3 Blazing Sun and Thong and Push Bike, $68 there, the trifecta. Let's go back, though, to Punt Road Oval and have a listen to Darren Crocker.
Yes, thanks, Bev. He's not happy. His team is about 8 goals down, and let's hear what he has to say.
Let's get the voice up.
Come on, right. One more point.
Yeah, we're going to go. Scotty Homewood, Razor, you go back to full back. Yep. All right.
Go Razor.
Troy Kerwin, Ezra, Royce go out to centre half back. Ty, Ardo and Procky still just pushing back, rolling back. Dragger, Birdman and Goldie, Greggy playing a half forward flank. Morrow, you come on, present, give us something there. And Hardy and Bergill up forward. Paddy Steinford, Hainsey and Travis Edwards. The other thing that we cannot accept is blokes going outside the boundaries that we set. Team rules, style of play. Team rule, front and square. They have just absolutely destroyed us with front and square coming all over the ground. Let's make sure if you're coming down the ground and you're running towards the contest that you tread water. You tread water and sit in front of the contest and we get the front and square crumb. Both on the attacking side of things and on the defensive side of things. We can't have 3, 4 guys flying for the ball down in our back half and have them one bloke up, one bloke down, front and square goal. So work it out, communicate. No forward handballs. And look, we're not going to get ourselves anywhere back in this game unless we just play on at all costs. Wheeling board, play on, handball on the fly and get it in the corridor and go the most direct route to goal. That's how we can get ourselves back in this game. pick the voice up, get out there and have a crack at it.
Well, there you have it, Darren Crocker, excuse me. And just before we joined him, he was talking about, getting some spirit back into the place. He obviously feels as if enthusiasm levels are way down, and I suspect he's right, Phil.
Well, look, it's hard to coach a side where, look, firstly, when you're not the premier side, that is, you're not the senior team. Blokes playing around. We've seen players play in the VFL, like Sav Rocker. Rob, he didn't get a kick, but he was back in the senior side, wasn't he, the next week, because they know the bloke can play. And they've got a mixture of players, and they've had top-up players and the like in this side, so it's hard to build that cohesion, and it was alluded to earlier. Whereas, by contrast, this side is all cohesion. I mean, they just play like a machine. There's just nothing changes in the way they play. Great predictability. They bring blokes in like Meyer there, and, he just fits into the system as well. They looked to be in trouble early, but they got out of it. So for Richmond, if you were coaching them, it's really probably about teaching. You've got to go and teach these young blokes, as Brad Gotch looks on. And some of the young players just don't know the game yet, and that's just reality. They're going to take a while to learn how you really play a game. So there's not much. He picked out a couple of things, front and square. He says at front and square they've been bad all over the ground. Probably true, but I think they've made a lot of errors in judgment as well. That was a great goal. Anyway, the kicks, more to Springvale, handballs, where we get to inside 50. Look at that, Rob, 50-19. Yep. I mean, that is a big issue. So, Roscoe, we just saw Darren Crocker, and he sounded a little bit frustrated. What was it like in the other huddle?
Phil, look, I can't do two things at once. I went to get your chips. I know what Peter Nicholson said. No, I did do both, actually. They're very happy in there at Springvale. First quarter, the kicks were low. Heads were down. They weren't looking for their forwards, but now it's really opened up, and I want to really go on for a big win.
Good on you, Ross. As I said, no sugar in my coffee. I'll be very disappointed and distraught if it doesn't make it up here. Looks like you've got some chips coming your way, Phil. Lucky you. 8 goals the margin here, or 50 points. Crocker at three-quarter time hadn't given the game away, but they've only kicked 5 goals in 3 quarters, so it's going to be a tough ask. And it's going to be a tough ask to commentate with a mouthful of chips here in this final quarter, Phil Cleary.
Well, we'll see if we can manage. Let's see, what's he done with the side? Anything special happen? No, Evans is still sitting at centre-half, round about centre-half forward. Ross Booth arrives with the chips.
Fantastic.
He's a good man, isn't he? I'll never speak ill of him again.
Carroll, little kick. Cut off by Goldsworthy. High kick towards centre-half forward. Greg with the fist. Here's Evans trying to set something up for them. Gee, those chips smell good, and backing back and taking the mark is Daniel Rigg for Springvale.
Scorpions, unrelenting joy. Damien Carroll, tell you what, those Springvale supporters were enjoying this contest. Not many of them there, but they're very loyal. And after a nightmare start to the season when they lost to the Northern Bull Ants, after unfurling their flag, they've got their season together.
Lion! Lion!
O'Brien, being good in midfield. So too, Courtney got his foot to it. Playing with such confidence. Pitt dispossessed, lots of Tigers there, but Pitt came up with it. Damien Carroll, quick to boot, into the centre square, Regent. Edwards, left it behind. Preston Shaw Dennis, wide kick, stretching cables, but Vardy just had a little bit more leg speed. Good spoil Sutherland at the back. Damien Carroll waited for Dragosevic to take possession, then lay the tackle. Good play. Big Clark lying on top of the pack, split it open. He looks so tired, I don't know if he can get up, Simon Clark. Umpire Paulin to bounce. Over the top goes Morrison. Down a little. Long and very effective hand pass. Harrison. Good kick to Pitt, busy. Wobbles it inside 50. Half volley, Robbins. Kerwin. Haynes gets it back again and can't get rid of that. And by Sean Ryan. Into bounce. It's very peaceful in here, Rob.
That's exactly right, Ross.
Well, I think viewers might think, gee, there's a sound gone on the telly.
I don't know, but the smell arousal levels have risen with the chips getting a bit fair workout. There's not many left.
I tell you, it'd be interesting to see the stats on Carroll, Paul Field. Give him 2 minutes, Carroll and Dragicevic, because you got him there, yeah. Carroll had 16 up to half-time, and Dragicevic 19. So pretty even contest there, and I think Carroll's really made an effort to look after his man.
Big Simon Clark throwing his weight around there. He may have lost a yard or two, but certainly knows where to run. And there's the old Jack Dyer stand, and don't think Jack's here today, but if you're watching, Jack, I hope you're enjoying our broadcast and seeing football back at your home of so many years.
I doubt he's enjoying it all that much, being a
No, he wouldn't, but one of the great figures of football, of course, and that stand named after him. It's kicked to centre half forward, and there's Little in the way again. Not much gets past him. Off to Matt Joy. Joy heads out wide. Oh, that's a good attempt. Homewood's taken the mark. Thought he was originally trying to fist it away, but it fell into his arms on the second attempt, and he's got it on centre wing. But the Tigers, as much as they try, still can't score. It's kicked to half forward. Matthew Gregg with the defensive fist. Numbers here for Richmond. Dragicevic over the top. Haynes had to get rid of it. Trellope comes in for Springvale. That's probably deliberately handballed over the line, but won't be paid.
He's been a good player, Trellope. And Phil, I can tell you the chips here at Punt Road and at the VFL, they're not top of the range prices you might get elsewhere. I'll give you them. I'll give them to you. O'Brien.
You just want your money back.
Trellope. Oh, beats Proctor. Sutherland couldn't bend enough. Evans from 60. The load's a big torpedo. No one back there except Scorpions. Adrian Little. Daniel Rigg. Hit. Gee, not much pressure. Sheehan has had a quieter day. There's a beautiful kick. Look at that. It goes Logan with a kick. Finds Harrison. Now Springvale in midfield running beautifully. Back to Pitt. Can he finish off with a goal? He has. Well, that was beautiful. About 5 possessions. Hardly a Richmond player touched it.
Well, even the goal umpire liked it because he was smiling, Ross. I think he's probably wired to your commentary, and he was saying, couldn't agree more with you, Roscoe. Excellent call.
I don't think he can... Here it is, leading up with shit. I don't think he can draft a 17-year-old now. They're going to be 18, but that goal umpire, gee, I don't think he's underage.
He's definitely underage. If he was in a pub, you'd want to see the identification. That was beautiful play. They just, as I said earlier, they just play to a pattern, you know, and they really break out of that pattern. It's one of the things that makes them such a good football team. Great pecking order, Rob, in this side over the years. It's really important.
Indeed, and they might come forward again. Harrison forces it to Damien Carroll. Carroll, quick little kick to half forward. Poyers mops up for the Tigers. I'd like to see his stats. He must have had a fair bit of it. And taken 13 marks. That was mark number 14 for Poyers. Remarkable statistics for a swooper across half back. Richmond in towards centre half forward. Thump down towards Matthew Gregg here, wanting to feed it off. As of the team rules. Scrubby old kick from Proctor. Dreadful kick, really. And Matt Joy intercepts in the back pocket. Now, he's got Brett Trellope, who's having a good afternoon. This is Pitt, the goal kicker. It was touched, but it didn't matter. John Kosh has it. Left foot kick in towards full forward. Dylan on the burst. Kerwin did okay to get it away from Meyer. Bush again. Lovely little kick. Carroll, if he can pick it up, he'll kick the easiest goal you've seen for some afternoons.
And I'll tell you something about that too, Rob. We might see this again, but Dragicevic was cramping in the midfield after he took that ball, and then as he went down, he didn't go as far with Carroll, and Carroll got away and kicked the goal. And it's interesting, Carroll's about 28, Dragicevic is about 20. Round about 18, I think, maybe about 18. But you'll just see here how Carroll just keeps running. The ball ends up way down, but he's kept running. We might just see, there he is, Dragicevic there. Way back.
2 goals already in the term. After a 7-goal third term. And it's turning into a very dirty day for the Richmond Tigers. Only won 2 games for the year.
I've got to send a cheerio to Roscoe, to Mike Murray. He's a former Ormond. Well, he said he was a great goal umpire.
Yes,
397 games as a goal umpire. No reports. That's my kind of umpire.
He umpires in the VAFA.
Yeah,
He's on the umpires.
Ormond, and I bumped into him the other day, and he said he loves the commentary.
Good on you, mate.
He says you're too soft on the ammos, but otherwise he said likes what goes on.
Well, there's a first. A cheerio to an amateur goal umpire from Phil Cleary. Well done.
That was what got me. Was got Rob. If a bloke look, 397 games and never pinched anyone.
No reports.
Not a report.
Well, I'd like to send a cheerio then while we're on the amateurs to Peter Curtin, who's coaching in C grade, I think, with the Assumption Ivanhoe combination, and Gerdo's very committed about his boys.
Good. O'Brien. I'll say nothing. Feel conflict of interest.
Hasn't stopped him in, where, Roscoe.
Long bomb inside 50. Joy was spawning at the back. Morrison, bit of a fumble. Boy from Mornington. Oh, he missed. Was intercepted beautifully for the Scorpions, and away they go. Taylor Irish on for Springvale. God, he's going to kick a goal, is he? No. Oh, awkward-looking kick.
He's going to pass it to Caples. Can't believe it.
So Jason Caples, 3 goals.
Gee, it must be over at the G. I can see a few people wandering by. That's Beverley's team over there playing.
Yeah, it might be as one-sided as
the Demons. So Bev would be very, very happy. I presume she wouldn't be had the radio on in the studio. She'd be watching this game, wouldn't she? As we'll see.
David
8 goals up.
David Sheehan on the bench.
They could nip in here to the Punt Road Oval. There's plenty of room.
Yes. See some young players going around. Bit of a wander. Taste the chips. Caples, big effort, 3 goals, playing centre-half forward. 3, have I got him right?
Yeah, that's right, 3, yes.
What are you laughing about?
Laughing at the chips. Yes, Logan 3, Meyer 4. They've all been amongst them.
Yes.
And Chris Dillon 2. Gee, he's taking a while. He's doing a Paul Salmon.
He'll put this out of the ground. Just about.
Into Yarra
go
Park.
over.
Right on the edge of the fence. Main thing is, though, it's straight. It's 4 goals to Jason Caples. It's another 3 goals in the term. And they're just running away with it. 15-5. And Richmond kicked the first 3 goals.
Tell you what, Roscoe, they're going to worry a few sides, aren't they? We look at their draw over the next half a dozen weeks. I think you alluded to the fact they've got some tough games. They're a little bit short in spots, which I think that'll be the big worry. And Clark in the ruck. I mean, Dillon can go in there and give him some height up forward, as he's done. You've got to maximise your benefit out of Caples and the like. Yeah, they'll be close. It'll be a tough ask, though.
But Smith comes back. Delarue comes back.
Delarue is doubtful, I think.
Is he?
He's hopeful, but doubtful.
Well, he's a bit of a tough nut. If anyone could.
But he's got a broken foot.
Well, that's of immediate concern, certainly. Here's Taylor Irish on the burst again. Goes short, and Dillon has it in the forward pocket. But he thought about 4 weeks. I'll back him.
Yeah. What's that phone? The Meta Castle.
We'll have to look back on tape for that. Yeah, it was too different for me.
It was a great moment during the week when Scott West was giving a thumbs up to the Dockland surface, and he's a landscape gardener, and he was taking us through all the various grasses. It was terrific stuff coming from a footballer. Plying his other trade. He was talking about the Fiskew and the Kentucky Blue and the...
Really?
Yeah, he went through them all and really sounded as if he knew what he was talking about.
And you can watch his brother playing against Nick Sortner tomorrow. Phil, you wrote about that. It'll be a good contest down at Point Jellybrand. Nick Sortner, second behind Shane Smith in the goal kicking. And 7th Willie play the topside Sandringham. Oh, good.
Yes, it'll be one contest worth going. A fair way to have a look at. Sortner is in scintillating form this year, Roscoe.
That was Carmody. Now Harrison, has he run too far?
Going to bring it back for a free kick. We're just going back to Sortner having a brilliant year as the umpire brings the ball back. Yes, he is leading the goal kicking. Sortner kicked 7 last week, wasn't it, Roscoe?
Yes, that's right.
And he's just big and strong and doing big things down there with the Zebras.
Now it's clogged up, except for Simon Clark. I think he was going to the interchange bench, but then decided, look, I'm out here by myself. I'll call for it. And it's had a fairly quiet day. Look, he's getting on in years. Battled hard. Just 9 possessions, 5 marks in those.
How old is he?
Phil, you're the best on ages.
He's about 33, I think.
Harrison, there's a lead from Pitt. Back goes Pitt to make another contest. Into the square. Who's at the fall? Oh, short Ennis. Dylan. Damien Carroll. Good tackle. Irish, very keen to get into the action after sitting on the bench. And Arverson clears. The whistle's gone for a throw-in.
A great Irish tradition, Roscoe, wanting to get into the action. But he has sat on the bench, yes. Yeah, big Simon Clark, 33 years of age. So not many years left in the big bloke, but have been one of the great players. A few games at Richmond, as we said.
And Richmond now through Dragicevic up towards centre half forward, but Springvale seem to have all the answers at the minute. They're more numbers at the footy and just growing in confidence here and searching for a win of around 100 points to build up their percentage. Kick to half forward. Oh, Crocker won't be happy with that. Front and square was all Springvale, and the pass has gone into Meyer, who kept his feet and can run in and kick another goal. But he's missed. The picture says it all. Lovely bit of play from John Kosh, who's come on and done a few nice things.
And Troy Kerwin there, Rob, you mentioned losing his footing. That's so critical. Once he knew the man, Meyer had the mark, he had to stay and cover. But he went to ground with him, and he was always going to be out of the action. They do that a lot of that in this Richmond side at the moment, so a little bit of inexperience.
Chris Dillon back on centre wing, been up forward most of the day. Greg, well, he's going. Don't know where he's going.
Well, that's no right foot, I would have thought.
The Doug Ring, Bill Johnston scoreboard. A cricket ring about that.
Yes, it's been a big week in cricket. And I got the joke too, but it has been a big week in cricket. You've been covering it on your news bulletins, no doubt?
Indeed. In fact, ABC TV News is the only Australian TV network with a journalist and camera crew in Cape Town.
Our bing bomb by Edwards to Bergill, who hasn't kicked any more than one. That's 2 now. They get their 6th goal. Bergill has been a goal kicker, but hasn't had a lot of it today. But at least he finished off with a very nice kick and kicked his 2nd. He's had just 7 possessions, 5 possessions, 4 marks, 3 and 2.
And I just mentioned, of course, Cape Town, that's where the Hansi Cronje King Inquiry is being held.
It's been a beauty, hasn't it?
Indeed.
It's been a ripper. Never cease to be amazed at the revelations.
Stop you going to the cricket, Phil.
Oh, yes, I always thought it was a gentleman's sport. Now I've discovered otherwise.
Yes, it's just not cricket, is it? 107 to 41 here. Ooh. Springvale searching for some percentage and Richmond for some respectability. Kerwin out wide. But onto it, Robbins, who uses it pretty well, gets it to Harrison at half forward. Inboard back to Robbins, who has his problems now, but such is their confidence and the numbers there that they'll still score a goal after the blue. Ooh. But Taylor Irish's kick hit the post. So Meyer and Irish have missed pretty easy shots in this final quarter, which won't do much for the coach's humour, but I think he will have liked what he's seen since half-time.
You see the big bloke Simon Clark having a breather in the goal square. Dylan onto the ball. Bad kick in.
Look at this. O'Brien picks it up. Is that Courtney there almost laying an egg? Have a bounce inside 50. So yes, they are. You're right, Phil. Next door to us, of course, is the MCG. Melbourne were playing Hawthorn, and there's predominantly yellow and brown colours leaving early, which doesn't spell good news for the Hawks.
Yeah, I don't think it's good for the tipping. Here goes Edwards.
Well,
too long for Little, speaking personally.
Yes.
Marked by Carmody. No, not marked by Carmody. Under pressure from Greg. Dylan. Well, bit of a push in the back from Morrison. Let go. Now lays the tackle on Robbins, who found a man, incredibly. Joy. Kosh, O'Brien.
Roscoe, raffle it, touched. So you have to give the car to a bloke who doesn't live in the country, because I read in Inside Football, where, of course, I do write a whole article, and I got a bit of flack because a couple of words went missing the other week in one of my articles, but the bloke didn't take the car because...
Yeah, he's not allowed to drive the metropolitan area. That's
second bad kick in succession, and...
O'Brien punishes him? No, he can't.
Well, that's about 5 or 6 now in this final quarter, isn't it? That they've had pings at goal and really missed. They could be 15 goals in front at the minute. So sorry, Phil, interrupted your story with the footy.
The car, if you live in the, say, Geelong, that great side Geelong, I love Geelong. They're a great side. I think they're a premiership contender, Roscoe. But if you're down at Geelong, you have a problem with the car. Is that right, Roscoe?
I believe so. Can't believe.
I believe so.
I'm worried about Jonathan Shire watching. Here's Greg, kicks a long one, looking for Goldsworthy. Good spoil, fantastic spoil for Springvale by Daniel Rigg. Hasn't had a lot of ground time today. Simon Clark.
Are you with me, Rob, or have I not explained it? Have I got enough time? I think you've got to pick the car up and deliver it. Don't you wave at me like that. It's only a little bit of fun. Got to mention in the paper, that's publicity.
That's right. Here's Haynes with the kick. Oh, Dragicevic drags it in. He can't get the handbars out, so puts it on the ground. There's a scoop. Evans chases it. Sheehan's got it. Carmody, well, second go got his foot to it. Look at the numbers for the Scorpions. Shaw Dennis through centre wing. 2 Tigers chasing him. Oh, he got put down after he kicked. It should have been a free. Meyer got it. He loses it. Strong tackle looking for the free. It won't be there. And I know Peter Street and Sam Keenan, it was quite funny, another little story in your paper, but Peter Street, the Geelong ruckman, Sam Keenan, Cracker's son, was reported for striking him. I think it was striking. And, of course, Crackers is the Geelong ruck coach. That was an interesting one. Back inside 50 go the Scorpions, pin underneath it. Loose ball, Vardy, away he goes. Thumps it long, no one there except for Evans. Oh, good mark. Dragicevic in the right spot. Drags it under, but he doesn't have much chance to get it out.
And what happened to Sam Keenan?
No, I'm not sure what the result was on that.
Yeah, I didn't spot that either.
So 110 plays 41 here. Game winding down. There's another 6 or 7 minutes of it left. And Springvale just trying to get some percentage. That's an excellent mark here. It's been taken by Logan, who kicked 3 goals in the second quarter to light up Springvale when they were having a few problems with the Tigers. Richmond, of course, if you've just joined us, kicked the first 3 goals of the game and look to be having a very competitive afternoon, but it's all gone horribly wrong for them since about the 20-minute mark of the first quarter. Kick in towards Caples, who's been so good today with 4 goals from a representative full-back.
Wasn't a good choice there by Logan to go to the pocket. He spotted Caples just loose, but he would have been better. There he is, your man, putting it into the corridor, hoping for a mark there.
Up in ruck now against Steinfort. There's the trainer's
Phil, I noticed, Ron Barassi on the footy show, giving a bit of a plug to the VFL. That was very nice of Ron, calling it by the right name. Yes, he said,
good.
So good on you, Ron. The pit going off.
We had a bit of a chat with him about some of those issues on the radio the other night, and yeah, I think he sees the point of it all.
And Terry Wallace in today's Herald Sun saying the competition had been good for the Bulldogs with their arrangement with Williamstown and Werribee. So
everyone's happy, Ross. Happy. Everyone is happy.
Including you with the chips.
Well, I think a number of clubs have got a few issues to confront in terms of, whether the Collingwoods and Carltons of this world and perhaps even the Saints can align themselves with a club, or indeed whether they want to.
But I think one of the things we need is we do need some of those AFL brands, I think, ideally in the market, so you need the Carlton and Collingwood.
That's right.
Getting the mixed right's an interesting marketing exercise.
Courtney to Taylor Irish. Will he be straight with a kick this time? I think so. Well, after a number of misses, finally they finished one. Taylor Irish, big smile with the red, white and blue mouth guard in the mouth.
Yeah, good stuff there. Well, he's had a couple of opportunities and he needs to make every post a winner. Roscoe, you want to try to break into the side. You want to put your best foot forward. And this time, a little slipper around from Courtney on that delicate right foot. He's a left footer, of course, as the train goes with it. What a picture that is. You won't see that at Docklands, Roscoe.
Well, if you are going by Spencer Street,
sorry, Ian, I'm not criticising. I'm just saying you don't see the train going around the top level, alongside the football. That's all I mean, Ian.
When you get out of the ground, you do. Here's Courtney chasing. Well, Smith is not going that hard after him. The big fella, tiring. One of the road players. Taylor Irish, could he dish it out? He thought about it. Tamaya has a shot himself, and it's probably a poor option because Hall took the mark.
So Hall, who started in the ruck today, wobbly left foot kick, but Steinfort did well to make ground to get there. Had a few problems with his footing this afternoon. Poyas, who was Richmond's best player early, had a remarkable first quarter. It was almost magnetic how many times he got the footy and gone off the ball since then. He's taken 14 or 15 marks today, Poyas, so can't do much better than that. The Tigers to centre half forward, but they're just surrounded by Springvale Guernseys here, and they've lost it. Kicked out wide towards Preston Shaw.